The Denver Broncos are rolling with a new starting quarterback this season. In place of Russell Wilson, Bo Nix is the new man at the helm. After straight-up scorching his college opponents last season, the Broncos drafted him 12th overall. It was certainly a major investment by the Broncos, yet you can make an argument that Nix was underrated compared to his peers. That's because there were 5 quarterbacks selected ahead of him at the draft. And it'd be easy to make an argument that Bo Nix had a better college season than any of them last year. Last year, while playing for the Oregon Ducks, Bo Nix threw for over 4,500 yards, 45 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. Those are remarkably dominant numbers. A lot of credit went to his system and not necessarily to Bo Nix himself. Oregon had a whole lot of talent and threw a lot of short and cautious passes that allowed the team's wideouts to post a lot of yards after catch. That's partially why Bo Nix posted the highest completion percentage in the entire country, as well as the best quarterback rating and the most passing yards per attempt. But to give full credit to Bo Nix's coaches and system would be an injustice to the young man who played very near perfect football all season long. Bo Nix is quickly proving to have elite football IQ and is a willing team player. Unlike many other egomaniacs who play the position, take Russell Wilson, for example, the Broncos starter for most of last season. Despite having some elite tools and putting up decent stats, the Broncos cut him and paid him nearly $40 million to walk out the door and never come back. The team's head coach, Sean Payton, clearly felt that the Broncos were going nowhere as long as they had a starting quarterback who identified himself as greater than the rest of the team in Wilson. Russell Wilson left Seattle and joined the Broncos because he wanted more credit as a league star than he got in Seattle, which is saying something, because Wilson was a Super Bowl champ and a multi-time Pro Bowler with Seattle. He got plenty of credit, but it still wasn't enough for him. He clashed with former players and coaches and clearly left a bad taste in the mouth of some of his former teammates like Richard Sherman along the way. Sean Payton, an offensive mastermind best known for his coaching at the quarterback position, was clearly uninterested in working with a guy that thought his rules and opinions were worth more than the coaches. And Broncos owner John Elway clearly agreed. Instead of once again firing the coach, this time he chose to roll with Payton over Wilson, who had free reign to pick his own guy to start. And that leads us back to Bo Nix, a potentially perfect candidate at the position. Unlike Wilson, his stats to start would indicate that he's been struggling mightily. And it's true. So far, Bo Nix has been far from perfect and has made some poor reads. But we'd argue that he's been better than the stats indicate. So far this season, Bo Nix has no touchdown passes and 4 interceptions through 3 games. Numbers that look pretty awful. But these stats need to be taken into context. The rookie has thrown for over 200 yards in 2 of the 4 games he's played. That includes over 450 yards in his past 2 games, with a completion percentage at nearly 60%. Beyond that, he's also done some major damage on the ground by rushing for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, while averaging nearly 6 yards per carry early in his career. The Broncos lost their first 2 games to the Seahawks and Steelers by 1 possession, then came out and beat the Bucs on the road with Nix leading the way. Those are some tough matchups, and Nix has showed every indication that he's been up for the challenge. Sean Payton's been raving about the kid's confidence and has also done a good job of sheltering him and focusing on a game plan that limits Bo Nix's responsibilities. The Steelers seemed pretty thrilled that the Broncos were running such a limited playbook, but I doubt the Bucs would say the same. Nix diced them all game long en route to a lopsided victory as Bo Nix executed on his team's game plan perfectly. The 4 early season picks are not a good sign for a kid that threw less interceptions than that all last year in college, but there are a lot of indications that Bo Nix has extremely high IQ and is already learning from his mistakes. He's clearly a high-level competitor who's focused on winning. He's not looking to put up stats or get recognition. Since he started, Bo Nix has been quick to credit his coaching staff and teammates for the team's success. He's explained that he's just thrilled to have the opportunity to help his team execute on the game plan, and that mentality will benefit him greatly as he adapts to his new life in the NFL. Starting a quarterback is never easy, and by working hard and being a great team player, you can bet that the Broncos coaches and players will want to bust their butts as hard as they can to help their quarterback win games. It's a stark contrast from the dynamics they had in place last year with Wilson last season, and will probably allow them to build a foundation for success moving forward. Will they make the playoffs this season? We doubt it, but we also think that they'll grind it out and remain a middle-of-the-pack team with a younger, cheaper, and trending young man playing at the most important position. The additional cap space will allow the Broncos to surround Bo Nix with the talent to compete as he continues to improve over the next number of seasons. Team morale should be much improved as other guys get credit for their hard work and they aren't stuck in their Russell Wilson clown show. No offense meant to Russell Wilson, but clearly that leadership style was just not working in Denver. One thing that stands out about Bo Nix is his ability to evade defenders, particularly in the defensive backfield. His ability to not get sacked is somewhat reminiscent of Tony Romo, but he clearly also has the running ability to scamper on the ground at a high level when he sees space. Sean Payton will likely maximize these tools, and don't be surprised if we start to see rookie receiver Troy Franklin begin to get some looks in the offense as well. Troy Franklin got his first 5 targets of the season against Tampa Bay. The rookie wideout was Bo Nix's leading receiver last season at Oregon and was drafted by the Broncos in the 4th round of the draft. Against Tampa, he finished 3rd on the team in targets and could become a trustworthy option for Nix on play calls that Sean Payton implements from his previous season at Oregon. There's a bright future for Bo Nix in Denver, and we're excited to keep our eyes on him moving forward. But we want to know what you guys think. How has Bo Nix been so far? And do you think he'll prove to be Denver's long-term solution at the quarterback position? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more sports news and insights. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.